The temperate deciduous forest. The forest can be found on the eastern half of the United States, southwest Russia, Japan, eastern China, southern Chile, and southeastern Australia. The average precipitation of the forest is 30 to 60 inches spread fairly evenly throughout the year. The deciduous forest has almost 14 inches of rain in the winter months and more than 18 inches of rain in the summer. The climate for the forest has 4 distinct seasons that are spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Most deciduous forests have summers averaging 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and these summer months begin in early June and end in late August, while winter months begin in December and the temperatures are fairly cool with an average temperature of a little below freezing. The latitude range where temperate deciduous forests are found is between 23 degrees north to 38 degrees south. The soil condition in the forest is very fertile. It has great agricultural regions because the trees shed their leaves annually, which makes the leaf end up decomposing. In this biome, zonation exists. It is split into 5 layers: tree stratum zone, sapling zone, shrub zone, herb zone, and ground zone. Also in this biome, there are 3 abiotic limiting factors. The first is allelopathy, which is the suppression of growth of one plant species by another due to the release of a toxic substance. The second factor is sunlight. Due to the older age of the temperature forest ecosystems, many grasses have difficulty growing to the width of the canopy composed of the taller trees. As a result, little sunlight reaches the forest floor. The last limiting factor is pests and diseases. These originate in the temperate forest and cause serious ecological and economic consequences. Biotic relationships. The main producers in the forest is deciduous trees, grasses, shrubs, ferns, and flowers. The main consumers are herbivores, like the rodents, squirrels, insects, birds, and deer. Some common predator and prey relationships include the timber rattlesnake, preying on the small mammals like the chipmunk, the cougar, which ambushes the deer, and the brown bear, which stalks the deer. In the temperate deciduous forest, some common plant adaptations in this biome is deciduous trees. The first is that they drop their leaves in autumn to minimize water loss and grow new ones in the spring. The second is that the tree has thin, broad, lightweight leaves that can capture a lot of sunlight to make a lot of food for the trees in warm weather. Lastly, the trees have thick bark to protect against cold winters. Common animal adaptations in this biome is migration and hibernation. During the winter months, when temperatures are little below freezing point, birds such as the cardinal and the woodpecker need to migrate to warmer places where they can find food more easily. The bird will use their wings and fly away to warmer places. The second adaptation is hibernation that happens with the eastern chipmunk and the European red squirrel. Hibernation is a sleep-like state that animals enter during the winter period. This is when the animal's body temperature is lower than normal and its heartbeat and breathing slows down greatly. This makes the animal survive on little energy and the fat stored in its body. Environmental impact. Deforestation is a state of clearing trees. The cause of this is that humans need land for agricultural and grazing purposes, but it needs to be relatively flat land, so humans cut these trees down. The effect of deforestation is the loss of wildlife habitats, which has a large impact on the species composition of the biome. Another effect is the land loss to agricultural purposes, which severely alters the natural pattern of the forest vegetation. The last effect is that it increases the prevalence of fires that pose a threat to the forest and animal species. One solution to this huge problem is to recycle. Trees are used to create paper products, and if we as a society recycle our paper products, then less trees will be cut down. The second solution to this problem is companies making zero deforestation policies that require suppliers to produce commodities in a way that has minimal impact on forest and climate. The last solution is one any consumer can do. If we as consumers commit to only buying recycled or certified wood products, and only supporting brands with zero deforestation policies. The second realm of impact of humans is forest fires. The cause of forest fires is the careless humans committing destructive forests to the forest, and deforestation will increase the frequency of forest fires. The effect of forest fires is that it puts natural resources, animal lives, plants, and property in danger. These fires scorch the oil-producing plants, which decrease the amount of oil produced by these plants. This then limits the ability of bees to offer food to their young. Finally, another effect is the loss of timber and wildlife habitats. Some possible solutions to this problem is to establish fire lookouts, humans following safe debris burning rules, and equipment safety. Fire lookouts help to establish a system of early detection when a fire first takes place. Secondly, humans need to follow safe debris burning rules by learning safe practices when setting and extinguishing a fire. Lastly, is making sure that companies located near temperate forests have routine maintenance checks on all machinery and equipment to make sure they do not malfunction. An endangered species to the biome is the red wolf. The role of the red wolf is to prey on nuisance animals like rabbits, deer, and small rodents that cause damage to crops, leaves, roads, and farm equipment. They help to keep the entire food chain in balance by preying on the nuisance animals. The current status of red wolf of 2007 is that there is 207 in captivity. There are 38 breeding facilities across the United States, and thanks to these programs, more than 100 red wolves currently live in the wild. In 1962, the red wolf sightings in the wild had become extremely rare, and that is when they started to become endangered. One of the main reasons why red wolves become vulnerable to extinction is that it can't withstand the human forest. When the Europeans arrived, they killed most of the major predators in the east, including the red wolf, which caused the wolf to become endangered. Humans have contributed to the habitat destruction and efforts to control their population by wiping their numbers out by illegal shootings. Another threat is interbreeding with coyotes, which has led to a decrease in the red wolf population. The recovery efforts that have been made is putting red wolves in captivity to build up their numbers and reintroducing them to their natural habitat. Laws to protect red wolf from poachers and hunters include the Endangered Species Protection Act, which protects all wolves from becoming hunted or killed for any purposes. Thank you, and that is the end of my presentation.